I live? If anybody's here, can you let me know if you can hear me or see me? Let me see. Okay, live. Oh yeah, I can see me. Comment. Oh, hi, Cassandra. Thank you. Okay, this is weird. I've never done this. I have absolutely no idea what I'm doing. So this is just going to be. Oh, hi, honey. I'm so glad you guys you're here. Thank you. Hi, Minnesota girl. You guys, this is going to be totally awkward. I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm just, I'm going to try and do my best, but this is way different than, filming a video and then editing it and uploading it and stuff. Hi, Sarah. Thank you. Hi, Ayla. Hi, sweetheart. Yeah, I was hoping my family would at least be here so I don't have to just talk to myself. Wow. Okay. As you guys can hear me okay, everything that's okay, and relax, be yourself. Yeah, I'll try. You know how nervous I get, but I don't know what I'm doing. There's all these things I need to press. Well, hi, Carnivore Christian. Hi from Fresno. Yeah, you're in California. Awesome. Oh, thank you, Cassandra. I can't tell and I don't have a microphone. I need to get all that stuff. So, well, I'm glad you at least popped in. Thank you, Sarah. I appreciate it. You're going to go ride in your new car, right? I know. You're going to go drive that around. Well, I was thinking because it's a live, I wouldn't have like a script. I was just going to wing it. Thought maybe, people might have questions. I don't know. But if not, then I'll just start jabbering on and we'll see where that takes us. So for those of you that are new here, my name is Dawn. Oh, hi, Lainey. I didn't even know if you were coming. I know George said he was going to be busy. Thank you. Because I know it's 8 hours later there. Yeah, that was the thing. I didn't know what time to do this, but I worked during the week, so I had to do it on the weekends, and I figured I would just do it in the morning. So, oh, George, you're here. I didn't think you'd be here. Awesome. Thank you. This is great. Yeah, I just, I thought I'd at least come on and introduce myself to my new subscribers. Man, you guys, this week, finally, after 6 months of doing this, my channel finally started taking off. And so now I've got I think I have 400 new subscribers that I did just 5 days ago. So a lot of you are new, and it's been amazing. You've been commenting, and I'm trying to get to know you. I'm not a big channel where I can't, at least get to know your names and stuff. But I just wanted to let you know what my channel is mainly about, because I think a lot of you came here off of my links on, being 63 and going back to work. And that resonated with a lot of people, apparently. But I mainly started out as this was going to be me documenting my healthy lifestyle journey, my changes through the year. And I'm doing carnivore, for those of you that don't know. And my life has just changed so much since I started doing this. I think I've been doing it, I want to say 6 months now, at least 5 months. And I started my channel 6 months ago, but it wasn't until I'd been doing this for about a month that I stumbled upon carnivore. And that was it. It took off from there. I met a ton of people. We bought a horse very quickly. Oh, nice. You'll have to tell me about that later. Oh, hi, honey. Thank you. I'm glad you're here. I hope Emma comes. But yeah, I discovered carnivore. Prior to that, though, I tell everybody, Layla, I love you. It's Layla. Prior to that, I had been housebound for about 7 years. I had been taking care of my sister, who was both physically and mentally challenged. She had dementia. She was, 10 years older than me. And so I took her in, and while I was taking care of her, I let my health decline. And when she passed away about a year and a half ago, I had hit rock bottom. I was 100 pounds overweight, super depressed from losing my sister. And 2 days after I lost my sister, my only daughter and my granddaughter moved. But that was already in the works. You know, she had a job up north, so she moved out. And what supplement did you try? I will let you know about that. And that ashwagandha has been proven. I've been wanting to try that. I've seen that. Yeah, we'll talk about that as well. But anyway, so yeah, at that point, you know, I was super depressed, overweight, bedridden, and just I was lost. And so finally I realized I had gone into the doctors. My hemoglobin was 6.2. I was severely anemic. And you know what they did? They told me to eat iron fortified cereals. So I went home and that's what I did. And I tried to make some changes. Hi, Celia from Wales. Nice. One of the unretired. Yep. I'm glad you're here. Um, yeah, I decided, you know, I've got to do something because I didn't like feeling like that. And at that age of 62, what was left? If I didn't turn things around, that was going to be it for me. So I decided to make some changes, and I did the first month. Nothing too drastic. I started, you know, taking vitamins and drinking water and going for walks and, you know, trying to eat healthy, but I didn't know what healthy was. Hi, Minnesota girl. Could you mention what you I will. I'm going to talk about all that. My kitties are all strict carnivores. Yay. Nice. Be dizzle. So yeah, I started doing that. Oh, you're a friend of George's? Nice. Thank you. Thank you for being here then, Celia. Um, and so you know, I'm just coming on YouTube and I'm just documenting my, you know, my journey. I wanted to keep track of it. And I had hoped that a few people might want to tune in and I'd get to know other people that were in a similar situation as me. And I made a clickbait title one day about carnivores. This was just after I discovered the carnivore diet. And I went on, I made a clickbait title. I've never done it again because I learned my lesson. You don't do that. And I said, I think it was, George, what did I say? Why I hate carnivores. And let me tell you, that brought all the carnivores. They came loaded for bear. They were going to tear me up. And I got a lot of vegans and vegetarians. But right away, you know, when you watch the video, I explain I don't hate carnivores. I'm just jealous of them because I wanted to be one. And I couldn't. It was hard at the beginning because I didn't like red meat. So I thought this is going to be really difficult. And luckily they did come and they supported me and encouraged me. And George, I call him my sponsor from day one. He has been there for me, him and his wife, Lainey. And I say this all the time, but it's true. I would not have stuck with it if it hadn't been for George. And he welcomed me into the community, and the carnivore community has been absolutely amazing. The nicest people I've ever met. And I tell everybody, my theory is that when people feel good, they are good and they're kinder. And so that's why they're all so nice. They're, you know, there's no carnivore police. They haven't been judgmental. There's been a few. There's always going to be a few zealous people, and no matter what. But I just take it for what it's worth. I know they're trying to be helpful. But anyway, they've been encouraging and helped me along the way. And I ended up losing. I'm down. I know I'm down at least 52 pounds. I haven't weighed myself this month because I was a scale addict. I'm trying not to do that. So I'm not going to weigh myself again until February 1st. So I'm probably down more than 52 pounds, but let's say 52 pounds. I needed to lose 100. So I'm over halfway there. I have tried every diet, you guys. I'm 63. You name a diet, I've done it. I've even had weight loss surgery. Nothing has worked for me like the carnivore diet, and nothing has made me feel as good as the carnivore diet, which blew me away because I was one of those people that always thought red meat causes heart problems and gout and cholesterol. And I didn't eat a lot of red meat. And you can ask my poor husband. I used to, you know, kind of give him a hard time because he's pretty much always been a carnivore. Try living with George. He's awesome. You guys are the greatest couple. Hi, Loretta from Tennessee. I recognize that name. But So yeah, anyway, the carnivore diet has been amazing. And I know a lot of people are going to go, oh, no, it's bad. But you guys do some research. You're going to find out that we've been lied to for years and years. The food pyramid that tells us that we need to eat healthy grains and vegetables and fruits and just a little bit of meat, that was bought and paid for by big pharma and to encourage us to eat more grains. And all you have to do is look around and you can see what it's done. The standard American diet for people that have followed that food pyramid. Everybody's overweight. Everybody's sick. By the time you're my age, you're most likely on some sort of medication. It's very rare to see someone in their 60s that's on nothing. And I'm fortunate I am not on any medication. And I feel fantastic. And it was just by changing my way of eating. Carnivore has been my magic pill. I was always looking for a magic pill because I've tried diet drugs, like I said, and surgeries and everything. And, they would work for a brief period of time and you'd lose a little bit of weight. Inevitably, you'd gain it back always and more. But I was never able to stick to any of those diets very long, because they were all so restrictive and I felt deprived. And you don't feel deprived when you're doing carnivore. That's the thing. You eat until you're full. You don't count calories or carbohydrates. You just eat specific foods. You don't eat any carbs. You don't eat sugars. You're going to eliminate all the crap. And you're just going to be eating whole foods. And by eating whole foods, you're going to heal. And as your body heals, that's when the weight starts coming off. Because we don't even know what we needed to heal from. I didn't. I mean, I knew I felt like crap. But I've healed from so many different issues just since I started doing carnivore. And, not to mention the mental clarity. Oh my God, I have mental clarity. I was walking through life like a zombie, like most people I think are, because that's what comes from eating carbs and sugars. It causes that mind fog. I'm clear-headed. I have energy. I would not have been able to get out of bed and go to work every day like I'm doing. And I help with my grandkids and I'm doing things on the weekend. And it's all because of the carnivore diet. Now, you want to know what I eat? I eat meat. I eat bacon. I eat eggs. I eat bacon and eggs for breakfast. At lunch, I don't like to, have to make a big lunch because I work. I take beef jerky, sugar-free beef jerky. And my husband started making it for me. And his is so much better than the stuff you can buy. So it's just awesome. And I'm very fortunate. My husband's a good cook and he likes to make meat and he's got like a sous vide and, a smoker and a grill. And so, yeah, I'm spoiled. So that's helped a lot. I don't have to cook. I'm a terrible cook. But anyway, so yeah, I eat beef jerky for lunch and then meat for dinner. When I first started carnivore, I didn't jump in head first. I eased into it. And they tell a lot of people to do that. Because you got to give up the sugar addiction and the carb addiction. And that ain't easy. Addictions are hard. And the only thing that helped me, the greatest tool, was carnivore. Because when I would get hungry for something sugary or carbohydrates, I'd eat the meat. I'd go in the kitchen and I'd make bacon or an Italian sausage, a hamburger patty, and you can have cheese. And I would eat. And even sometimes I would be hungry right before I went to bed. And I would go make myself a big old fat Italian sausage and put cheese on it. Oh, thank you. What a nice thing to say. And I'm so glad you're here. I was wondering, I was going to pop into Mitch's coffee thing and remind some of you guys to come, but I was so busy trying to get things ready. So thank you for being here, CB. Really, George? Oh, I want to hear about that. Yeah, the healing of this diet, you guys you're gonna be amazed what you're gonna heal from. I've healed from so many ailments that they would normally want to just give me a pill for. And I don't want to take pills. I'm an herbalist. I want to do things as natural as I can. Oh, Oklahoma. Hi, Granny Boo too. I used to live in Nebraska, so I'm from the Midwest. I know what it's all about. I go back there. I just went back there like, I think 5 months ago. Yeah, I went back there and love it. I love the Midwest. It's the hidden gem. But so yeah, I've healed and because of, eating meat and just eat when you're hungry, but make sure it's meat or eggs, cheese. Like I said, at the beginning, you don't have to go strict carnivore. Just give up the bad stuff. Give up the processed carbs and the sugars. I was still eating some veggies and some nuts, and that got me through. And I'm glad I did. And eventually I was able to give that stuff up, but I needed them at the beginning to help me fight the sugars because they were far better than eating carbs and sugars, eating the nuts. But then I learned about oxalates. That was something new to me. And oxalates causes inflammation. And you find that in a lot of green vegetables and nuts. And I'll tell you what, once I gave up the oxalates, the inflammation was gone and it went fast. And, I'm 63 and I'm fat and I had all kinds of ailments. Everything hurt. When I got up in the morning, everything hurt. And that was the inflammation. And now when I get up, it's still shocking to me that nothing hurts, that my shoulders don't hurt and my hips. And also I had a knee injury that was so bad. I thought I was going to end up having surgery on it. I started using a hiking stick when I go walking because it really did hurt. And there was a lot of nights when I'd have to come home and ice it because my part of my job is we go walking for half an hour every day. And oh my God, it just ached. And that went away completely like it never happened. And that's just been shocking to me. I still am waiting for the pain to come back. It's like, how can that be? Because I was going to have surgery. And now, but it was just inflammation. That's all it was. Oh, hi, Busy Bumblebee from Idaho. Idaho. Oh, we've talked about moving to Idaho. Idaho is beautiful. Thank you. I'm glad you're here. So yeah, I healed. I don't have any pain anymore. I'm clear-headed. I'm not on any medication, and I'm losing the weight. So, I've had people come at me and tell me, oh, it's so unhealthy. Oh, it's going to do this and that. Well, so is being overweight and feeling like crap. So guess what? I'm going to take this. We'll see where it gets me. Right now, I'm pretty sure I'm going to be doing this for life. But I tell everybody I'm a foodie. I get joy out of food, and food was my comfort and sometimes my medicine. And so it's hard for me to imagine a life without ever having, other foods. So in my mind, in my happy world, I keep thinking once I get to my goal weight, that maybe occasionally I'll be able to eat, a few other things, but we'll see. If I was to indulge or eat anything that made me feel like crap again or brought back my inflammation, then no, it's not worth it. It's not worth it. But it's just a psychological thing with me, just thinking that maybe, because if you tell me no, it's going to make me want it all that much more. So I got to know that if I wanted to, I could eventually, but I haven't cheated on this diet. This is the first time I've ever done a way of eating and haven't cheated. And that's amazing to me. I haven't wanted to because I'm full from the meat. When I'm hungry, I eat meat. I don't say, oh no, I'm at the end of my calories or the end of my points. I can't eat anymore today. I'm just going to have to suffer. It's not like that with carnivore. No matter what, no matter how much you've eaten, how much meat, you can still eat more meat. And so I never go hungry. And I eat a lot of steak. My husband's, he spoils me. We buy a lot of steak because that's my preference right now. I'm not a big hamburger fan. I'll eat it. But I was always a poultry girl. I like my chicken. Do we need a dehydrator? Well, yes, a dehydrator is the best. But my husband, he's been doing it a different way because he likes to try new things. He did it one way 2 weeks ago, but today he's trying something different because it was a lot of work what he did. And I don't know if he's going to eventually try and do it in the dehydrator because, yeah, that's definitely supposed to be a good way to go. We'll try that at some point. But anyway, so yeah, that's what I'm eating, you guys. And I eat a lot of bacon. I go through a lot. My husband's like, my God, because he buys it all. It's like, where'd all the bacon go? That's what I eat. When I'm hungry, that's my go-to. That's my favorite snack. I have purse bacon. I'll make bacon and I'll put it in a baggie and I make sure I have it in my purse because you don't ever want to be out and about and get hungry because that's when it gets, scary. You might indulge in something you shouldn't. So as long as you've got, some beef jerky or some purse bacon, you'll be okay. And, drink lots of water. Now there's different versions of carnivore. I was shocked. I went online and there's like 8 different versions of carnivore. But the main thing is if you eat 70% or more of your calories in meat, you're a carnivore. But there's there's carnivores that are very strict. They don't eat anything that's not meat based. And then there's some like me who have coffee. And there's some that will have wine. And the thing is, you have to bacon. Ooh, I still got to try that air frying bacon. If you love chicken, guinea fowl, never even heard of that. Oh, I like that the fatty meats. That's why I think I like bacon so much. I'll have to try that. I wish I had a freeze dryer, but they're super expensive. Would like to make powdered eggs, raw. I want to try raw milk. I keep seeing more and more people talk about that. Blended powder, organ powder too. Yeah, there's so much I need to learn. My husband, what's nice is, like I said, he likes to cook. So since we're both carnivores, he's the one that researches that kind of stuff and how to cook things and all that. So like I said, I know I'm really fortunate, because if I was left to my own devices and I had to feed myself and cook, God only knows what I'd be eating right now. Just be eating beef jerky that I bought at the store. I tried doing the, what is it? Not oysters. You guys know. I can't remember. Was it oysters? The little fish in the can. I just didn't like it. I know some people like it, but it just wasn't my thing. I've never been a big fish fan. Like I said, I preferred, chicken or turkey or whatever. But now I do eat a lot of steak, and can't mess up a burger patty. I know. Oh, PR. Hi, honey. It's nice to see you. Thank you. Sardines. That's it. I'm old. I get brain farts. I did the sardine fast. I lasted 1 day and they tasted good, but I couldn't do it. I was like this. I have to have a little more variety than that. So, but I've thought about doing it again, but I don't know. I'm just not very disciplined. And I tell people that all the time, which is another reason I like carnivore. You don't have to be very disciplined. And, you don't count calories or anything like that. So it's just been my magic pill. I'm not deprived. I eat when I'm hungry. I feel good. And no, it doesn't cost anymore. I guess it could, but just think, you're not buying anything else. I'm not buying snacks and, chips and breads and milks and cereals and rice and pasta. I'm just buying meat. Right. The sardine fast. Yeah. Thank you, George. I'm glad you did. George caught me, he realized I should not be doing that. But, I've been listening to other people that were doing it. I thought, okay, maybe that'll help. Cause I had hit a stall in my weight loss, which happens. And I thought, well, what can I do? But, I should have just wrote it out. And actually what I found was I was not eating enough calories doing this, and which happens to a lot of us, not at all, but a lot of us get to that point where we're eating less and less. And I got to the point where my body was going into starvation mode, because I was only eating like 600 to 800 calories at one point. And I didn't even realize it, because I felt content. So I upped my calories, I upped the amount of fat I was eating, and boom, the weight started coming off again. And that's another thing, is the fats. It's still taking me a while to wrap my head around we need more fat when we're dieting, because I came up from that generation where fat was bad. You remember Susan Powder? And no, we did not eat fat. Everything was low fat, no fat, margarine, all that crap. And that's where my mindset was at. And when people were saying, like the steak and butter gal, she would eat sticks of butter, I was like, that's just gross. I'm not going to eat a stick of butter. Well, let me tell you, if you brown that butter and you make the brown butter bites with bacon in them, they are heaven. And that's what I started doing. And, that's what I eat. And I get my fats. And when you get enough fat, it helps with the weight loss. It helps with that, that feeling you get when you're dieting sometimes. I call it that witchy feeling. You just feel aggravated. It helps smooth that out. It helps with your hormones. You feel better, and it gives you energy. The fat gives you energy. So it's very important that you do that. Let's see. Yeah, I eat whatever animal I'm in the mood for at the time. Yep. I don't stress up. Right. Only thing I do if I eat too lean is eat a chunk of butter. Very good advice. Yeah. That's what, I try during the day. I can tell if I haven't. And then, like I said, I make it's called carnivore crack. Super easy. I've given the recipe a dozen times. You just brown your butter And that's the main thing. You got to get it to where it turns brown. Don't just melt it. And when you cook it long enough, it starts to brown. And then you pour it in a pan. And I put crumbled bacon on top. And then you put it in the freezer and you cut it into squares. And it's candy for me. It's carnivore candy. Esther from Spain. Wow. Well, I like sardines. I just didn't like just sardines. I felt deprived. I was sad. Animal fat is very anti-inflammatory. Yeah, that must be what it is, because I have no pain. I have no pain. I'm a 63-year-old overweight woman and I have no pain. My knees don't hurt. My hips don't hurt, and I know that's what it is, because I don't even take ibuprofen or anything. So yeah, I think you're right. It's because of the animal fat. But and I do take supplements. Right now I have to take an iron supplement because, like I said, I've had weight loss surgery years ago. I think it's been 10 years now. And I don't absorb the nutrients like most people do. And I can't eat as much as most people do. I have a smaller stomach, so I don't eat as much red meat as I should. It's very difficult for me. So I can't get the iron out of my diet like a normal person, a regular person would. So I take iron supplements, and it helps, because I stopped taking them and I realized, oh no, I need to take those. So I'm taking those. And electrolytes. Very important. When you first start doing this, you're going to be flushing out a lot of those, your potassium and magnesium, and you're going to get muscle cramps, and you might even get something that's called the keto flu. I know not everyone does, but a lot of us do. And you'll feel sick and you'll think, oh, it's the diet. I can't do this diet. It's making me sick. And then once you go off it and you eat your carbs, you feel much better and you think, okay, it's because the diet was bad. No, the diet is good. It's just you're not getting the electrolytes. So you might have to look into supplementing, make sure you get that. Because once you get past that and you're starting to feel good, what a difference. So yeah, I do use electrolytes. Kathy just joined me. Kathy, you're going to have to rewatch. I just explained. It was the carnivore diet, and it's so amazing. I know, CB. Aren't a lot of us that way though? We wish that we had discovered this sooner. I wished I had known sooner, but because, we all thought, eating meat was bad for years and years. Finally, we have people in the industry, people that are in the medical fields and work for the food industry and the big pharmacy companies. They are coming out and telling us we've been lied to. They're the ones that are blowing the whistle and letting us know, people, you are, being manipulated. We do not need to eat carbs and sugars and all these fruits and vegetables. This is what you should be eating. These are doctors. Google it. There's tons of them. They're trying to silence them because, big pharma's, they got the money and they can do that because they want to keep us sick. They don't make any money unless we're sick, and we're only going to be sick is if we keep eating the crap that they tell us to eat. But once you start eating properly, the proper human diet, yeah, do, because it's so important. That's why that was the biggest part of my channel. I want everybody to know about carnivore because it's amazing. It's amazing. And I just, like I said, I wish I'd found it when I was younger. I'm 63, but hindsight's 2020. I'm here now, and the carnivore community is the best. These people, all of them, have been so kind, so helpful to me. And we all just connect. It's like everybody's like-minded. And so we have different groups and we all kind of hang out with each other online. There's different chats and stuff. And everybody just wants to help everybody else. We want everybody to feel good, because how amazing would this world be if everybody felt their absolute best? If we all had that brain fog lifted and we were energetic and strong and healthy. Can you imagine how amazing things would be? And that's what we want. And Carrie Mann from Homestead Hal, God bless that guy. He is working overtime to put out a documentary, which we're hoping will come out this next year and will be available to the public, that explains all of this. And I think it's going to be very eye-opening, and there's going to be a lot more people doing this. And there already is. I get daily people ask me about it, and my friends and stuff. So yeah, it's going to blow up. I think this is the year of the carnivore. Can you let me know what you eat in a week? Is it literally just me? Pretty much, Busy Bumblebee, pretty much. I know, George. We all wish we found it earlier, but don't forget to hit like. Thank you, PR. Don't forget to hit like, guys. Yeah, now that I actually have a channel, because I was just on here babbling away, and it's like now that I've actually gotten over 1,000 subscribers. I think this morning I had 1,200. I feel like it's a legitimate channel and people are listening, and I feel like I can get the word out. And so, but it does help me when you guys like and subscribe. I guess it helps with the algorithms. I don't get paid or anything like that. I'm just here because I want other people to know. I want to share my story because and there's so many different stories on carnivore, and maybe my story won't resonate with you because I'm just an old lady, but maybe there's somebody younger or a guy or somebody has a whole different story. Look around and see. There might be somebody you resonate better with. But I just want to share my story, and I hope that I help other people. I know we can't wait for the Healing Humanity movie. It's going to be amazing. I'm so excited. But back to Busy Bumblebee. Let me know what you eat in a week. Is it literally just meat? Yeah, meat and eggs. Oh, I have pork rinds when I want to snack. And oddly enough, the more you get into this, the more you don't snack. I very seldom snack, but I went through a period where I needed something snacky, and I would have pork rinds. And because I wasn't a totally clean carnivore, which is okay, you do what you got to do. You'll know what you can and can't eat. But as long as 70% or more of your calories are meat, you're going to do pretty good, and you're cutting out all the junk. But there was a period when I would have pork rinds and I'd put cheese on them because you can have cheese. And even I would put avocado on it because avocado, even though it's plant, it's a healthy fat. And so I would put a little bit on there, and it was decadent, and I felt like I was, really indulging myself. So yeah, meat, any kind of meat, just any kind of meat. At the beginning, I didn't eat the best meat. I ate a lot of sausage, which, that's not the best meat, but it was still meat, and it was still better than carbs and all the other junk. So just whatever kind of meat you like, that's what you eat. Hamburgers, steaks, roast, chicken, fish, turkey, ham, whatever. Hi. Oh, hi, Carl. Thank you. I appreciate you being here. Carl is, he has a channel, The Primal Lifestyle, and he interviewed me on his channel, and he's really smart. This guy's going to school for his PhD, and he's, he knows what he's talking about. Me, I can't even really, I just know what's working for me. So I'm just sharing that. But if you want to know the facts and you want to know what's behind all this, watch his channel, listen to these other guys. I have a list on my channel of other carnivores. I've listed a bunch of them. And, if you're really interested, click on those, any one of them, all of them. They'll all help you get started. And, they'll give you a lot more information. Like I said, I just tell you what I'm doing day to day and what my story is. So, I've got to start. Yeah, you do. I'm surprised you don't, because I see you're very active in Mitch's page. I know. I hate it when people discredit the info, right? I get so frustrated, and I'm not as articulate as some people, so I can't always debate them, but I can send them to different people and say, hey, go listen to Dr. Barry. Go listen to Dr. Sean Baker, go listen to Dr. Chafee. These guys, they know what they're talking about. Even old guy carnivore, Mitch, this guy walks the walk. He's been doing it for years. George, he's been doing it for years. He walks the walk, and they know what they're talking about. And then there's a lot of newer, younger channels of young people that have discovered this, and they're feeling amazing. Like my friend Joshua, Meat Base 365. And, he's just starting out. Go watch him. He's got such a great channel, but it's hard. It's hard, to start a channel. It took me 6 months just to get to 1,000, because a lot of people don't care. Sometimes I debate them. Sometimes, oh, Bart K. Oh, how did I forget about him? Is it Bart K? This guy he's way up here. Let me tell you, this guy knows what he's talking about. You want to watch somebody, yeah, he's intimidating, and he can put people in their place when they want to debate and tell you why the carnivore diet's wrong, he's going to tell you why it's not. Yes, please watch him. But so yeah, that's the majority of my channel is me getting healthy, getting out of the bed, out of the house, back into work, which is the second part of, my channel now. It's me going back to work at 63. A lot of people didn't like that. A lot of people thought that was bad. But you know what? I tried to explain to somebody last night. I went 7 years being housebound. I couldn't do anything. I couldn't go anywhere. Well, now that I'm 63, yeah, I could stay home and retire. We will have very limited money. We're going to be on a budget. My husband and I are blue collar workers. We don't have pensions. We have Social Security, our savings, and our home. And so we're going to have to be very careful because I'm doing carnivore. I could live another 30 years. I got to make sure my money's going to last. My husband too. So instead of dipping into our savings to go and have adventures that I missed out on for 7 years, I decided to go back to work to make some money so I can have these adventures and do things and spoil my grandkids and just enjoy my life right now. Because if I didn't, and I stayed home and, lived on my budget, I'd be bored out of my mind. I'm not ready to yet. Last year I had no choice. I couldn't have worked if my life depended on it. It would have been a nightmare to tell me to go to work. I know. I want to, I know, right? Man, he knows what to say. Oh, thank you, Carl, for stopping by. I appreciate your support. You're a good friend. Yeah, go walk that beautiful dog. Tell Donald hi. So yeah, now I'm talking a lot about unretirement because you know what? I know there's a lot of you that have pensions and lots of money or inherited money, and you can go and live your lives and do all that fun stuff. And I'm really happy for you, honestly. But there's a lot of people like me. We don't have a ton of money. And so, yeah, we're going to have to work. It's just the way it is. We're going to work. And a lot of us could stay home and live on our very meager savings and, and hope that it lasts. Or we can get out there and get back in the workforce. And, it's not like I'm doing a grueling job. It'd be different if I had a job that just was so physically taxing and wore me out. George, you are right. Fresh sardines I've never tried fresh sardines. Hi, with all the love. Oh, thank you. I'm glad you're here. Yeah, my boring, what is it? I forget what it was. My unexciting, boring, mediocre life, which to me is, I have a good life. I love my life, but it's not a grand life. I don't live in a big mansion. I don't have tons of money. We don't fly around the world. We have 3 adult children and 8 grandchildren. Dr. Paul Mason. I'll have to look into that. Yep, that's me. Right? And so, I'm sure I should have made better choices. I should have made better decisions when I was younger, but I didn't. I lived by the seat of my pants and I had a great life. We raised our kids. I was a stay-at-home most of the time. I worked off and on. My husband's always worked. He's worked very hard. He's worked 2 jobs. He's gone back to school. He was a firefighter. He was a contractor and, he's still working. He's 63 and, we're doing what we can do and we're not miserable, but yeah, we're not rich. So, we're going to try and put some money away so that we can, keep our little humble house and do some traveling, and see friends and family that live across the United States. Nothing fancy, nothing glamorous, but it's still going to cost. And the prices aren't coming down. They're just going to, keep on rising no matter what, So you got to do what you got to do. And because I'm healthy now, I can do it and it's not drudgery, because I feel good. It's like, oh, well, I got to go to work. It's a bummer, but it's consequences I have to pay for being stupid when I was young and not making better choices. But in my behalf, I was not raised that way. Nobody ever told me about money. We weren't taught. My mom, bless her heart, she raised her daughters to get married. Just find somebody to marry you and take care of you. And then, you're good. At least they wouldn't be taking care of us. And, I did. And I didn't marry for money. I married for love. And I don't regret that. And we've struggled together, but we've raised an amazing family. I have 3 of the best kids in the whole world. And I'll fight any of you on that. And I have 8 grandchildren. I've been extremely blessed. My grandchildren they're all amazing. And I know every grandparent says that, but I swear they are amazing. And my family is so close. I love my kids. My boys live right here by me. We live in the same small town. They're raising their kids here. When they were growing up, they wanted to get the heck out of town because it's a small town. And then they traveled. My one son was in Alaska. The other one was Oregon. Guess what? Once they decided to settle down, they came back home. They bought their homes, they raised their families, and we're all close. My daughter, on the other hand, my one and only daughter, my very best friend, she ended up moving up north about a year and a half ago, but she has a great career. I'm so proud of her and my granddaughter. And we do see each other at least 3-4 times a year. Either we go up there or she comes down here. So we're very fortunate, but I have a dream. We're mirror images across the right. Yeah. And you know what, George? I think most of us are that way. Paul Mason has a lot of videos on low carb down under. Oh, he opened my eyes to coconut oil not being a very good plant source. Oh, I didn't know that either. I'm going to have to look into that. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, Mr. Savage, my grandson. Thank you. Oh, I'm so glad you're here, Axe. Mr. Savage. This kid is amazing. You're going to see that kid do stuff in the future. All of us say that. This kid is headed for greatness. And that's all I'm going to say about that. He's got it all. This kid is amazing. I love him. But yeah, I've got, great, wonderful family, and they're all supportive. And I want to be able to do things with them. This year, I went to a 4-day music festival with my oldest son, his fiance, and their 5 kids. And it was in the desert in Joshua Tree. And thank God my son's fiance, she's amazing. She rented an RV so that we didn't have to sleep in a tent. It had air conditioning and a shower and a toilet and all that stuff, and beds. Made it so much more comfortable. But it was a 4-day hippie fest, music and art. It was amazing. It was amazing, after being housebound for 7 years, to be able to do that at my age. And I was thinking I was going to be the oldest chick there. And I was like, I was kind of worried. There were so many old hippies there. Everybody was having a ball. Everybody was healthy and fun. And I can't wait to go again. But I wouldn't have been able to do that just, a year and a half ago. I can do that now. And also because, I'm working, I have a little bit of money to do fun stuff, because it takes money, right? Oh, hi, Chris from Windsor. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, oh, Penny. Hi. Hi. And Sadie. Those are my other, tell you, my grandkids are the best. I don't want to go on and on and brag about them, but I mean, they're all pretty amazing. And I love them all so much. Lainey, we were exactly the same. George and I worked all over the world and came home now and again. The first thing he would shout out, "Where do you want to go?" And we would pack and fly away. Oh, you guys are so cool. You're such a great couple. My daughter, when you came up here, you went hiking with us. It was great to see, right? Because she knows, my daughter knows, there's many times, because she's an outdoor enthusiast and so is my husband. And many, many times I would sit back while they all went out and explored and went hiking. I just couldn't. I had the bad knee. I was so overweight. It wasn't fun. So this year we went up there and I got to go. The last 2 times, I think I've been able to go out and do all those things and explore, because she lives in the most amazing, beautiful part of the entire United States. She's got the giant redwoods on one side and the coast on the other side. She lives right there. And mushroom hunting, and just, it's great for photography. So yeah, we'd love to go up there and visit and explore. It's amazing. And memories are better than money. Right, Lainey? Right? I don't want to just have money. I want to do things with it. I want to have adventures. And like I said, I don't know how long I'm going to feel this way. Something else could happen and I may not have the energy to go and do these things. So I'm going to go and do while I can. And I can do these things right now. Thank God. Does not sound like Florida. Right. No, it's not. The Northern California is way different from Southern California, which is where I live. And Southern California is pretty. We live right below Big Bear. And we've got the mountains and we have, the beaches and stuff. Way different though than the coastline in Northern California. Plus we're extremely overpopulated, whereas she's not. For some reason there's not as many people up there. It's just a college town. And so you don't have to deal with all the crowds, which is great for, believe it or not, an introvert like me. I love that. Yeah, it's so nice. If you ever get a chance to go, yeah, I absolutely recommend it. I mean, they don't have Disneyland or Universal Studios there. It's nature, just nature at its best, just so extremely beautiful. So yeah, and we will be going up there again soon. She's coming down here this next month. So, but yeah, I want to make memories. So, and in order to do that, you need your health and you need some money. And like I said, we have some money put aside. We have our house, but we're going to have to supplement our Social Security for God knows how many years. And we didn't have, we didn't inherit tons and tons of money. And like I said, we weren't raised to get jobs with pensions. We didn't know any better. Our parents were blue collar workers. Well, not so much my husband's. His parents did go to college, but they just, when we got married, I already had a son. We had a ready-made family. And so right away, we had to work. And we're from Nebraska. And back there, you worked factory jobs. And that's what we did. And then we moved to California, and my husband became a construction worker because my father had a construction company. And so we hired him, and we worked. Well, I don't think you did that right away. I know you did other stuff. Oh, your bird. My grandson. We bought him birds for Christmas. He's so precious. He's got so much love, and he needs a pet. And his parents said that he could have birds. So we bought him birds, and he is so good with them, and they're beautiful. He's going to teach him how to talk. He's going to teach him how to say hi, Nana, right? But so yeah, we moved to California, and we just worked, and life just happened while we were working. We did buy a house really young. We were fortunate. We were in our I think mid-20s when we bought our first house, and we'd already had 2 kids at that point, and I was pregnant with my daughter. And I worked for my dad's company. He paid me way too much because I was his daughter. And so I kept his books and paid more than I probably should have because he was that way. Nature is awesome. Waterfalls. Oh, really? Behind your house? Where do you live, CB? Mushroom hunting that's my new favorite hobby. I thought that was the greatest thing ever. I felt like a little kid. We were trying to see how many different varieties we could find. It was amazing. Took tons of pictures that nobody else wanted to see but us, but we had a ball. But yeah, where are you at? That sounds good. Are you in construction too, George? Yep, that's my whole family. And so, hard working. Everybody worked hard and they worked long. My dad didn't retire until he was 82. But you know what? He was still vibrant, and I think that's why he lived as long as he did, because and my brothers, you should see my brothers. 2 of my brothers, they're both in construction, and my brother, he's in his 70s, you wouldn't know it, and he's got these guns like you would not believe. He wears tank tops to show them off, and from lifting drywall and working hard. And my younger brother, he's still doing it, working hard, and it's a very physical job for sure. And like I said, you don't get a pension, and nobody told us about investing. I didn't learn about investing until my son came along. My son knows how to invest. He plays the stock market, and thank God for him, because he actually makes money doing it and has helped a lot of us. So that's been new. My husband and I just are learning about it through my son. Oh, I heard it. That was beautiful. Lion's Mane. Oh, wow. And Shannon, nice. Yeah, I'd like to be able to go and find mushrooms that are edible, but I wouldn't know what to get. I even have a book on it. I'm always looking, but I'd be too afraid I'd eat the wrong thing when it rains. And you guys get a lot of rain, I bet. We're supposed to get rain today, and I'm super excited. I'm in Southern California. We don't get much rain. So this is a treat. When we get rain, it's like I want to light my fireplace and light candles and hunker down and just enjoy it. So it's going to be very brief. But where my daughter lives, though, that's the only downfall. The reason it's so beautiful and so green is because they get tons of rain. We were up there not too long ago, and it rains every single day, without fail. You might get a brief period, a break in the storms and get a little bit of sun. And when we did, we'd rush out right away and go for a hike or go out to the beach. But they get a lot of rain, and this summer they get a break. But and I always say, oh, I could live in the rain. I love the rain. Yeah. After a week of rain, I was about suicidal. I was like, oh my God, how do people do this? Live here. Visiting is one thing, but I'm just I've lived in Southern California, so I'm just used to sun. And I complain all the time about the sun and the heat, but I know this is where I need to be. Although I miss having 4 seasons, which is nice about living in the Midwest. They actually get fall and winter. We don't get fall and winter out here. If you don't know it, don't eat it. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, there's those new apps. You can snap a picture of it and it'll tell you whether it's good or not, but still gain confidence. Yeah, I agree. That's just smart. But so yeah, here I am now. I'm, starting my channel. I'm 63. I'm on my healthy lifestyle journey. My life is turned around. You wouldn't even have known me if you had met me a year ago. I was a totally different person. But now I feel like I'm born again. I've got a second life now, and I'm doing things. I'm working. I'm having adventures. I feel good enough to do that. And so that's what this channel is about. It's about this old lady who went from being sick and depressed and laying in bed to living her life and trying to figure things out. I'm still trying to figure things out. There's a lot of stuff I haven't figured out yet. I was too busy living my life. I wasn't thinking about the future. You know what I mean? And I didn't plan. A lot of people plan. You smart ones out there that are doing great. You knew enough to plan. I didn't think that far ahead. I live day to day. I don't look back, but I really don't look too far forward. I'm just here in the moment. And so this is where I'm at. A lot of mushrooms can stake for others. Yeah, a lot of them do. They look very similar. So all mushrooms are edible, some only once. Yeah, see, that's the problem. That's what I always worried about, honey. And I don't want to take a chance. Isn't that what happened to that guy in Into the Wild? Didn't he eat bad mushrooms? He got really hungry, or was it just a bad plant? I can't remember. We just watched that movie recently. But so here we are trying to make the best of it, but for the most part, we're happy, my husband and I, because we're healthier than most people our age. We have a lot of friends, in this age group. How long have you been doing carnivore? About 5 months now. I started off doing ketovore or low carb ketovore. I gradually got into doing carnivore. It took me, a good month to 2 months, but I mainly kicked the sugars and the carbs. That was the first thing. Don't even worry about it. Just kick the sugars and the carbs, and then you can do this. It makes it a lot easier. But now I don't even think about cheating, which blows my mind. I don't even think about it. I look forward to eating my steak. I look forward to eating my bacon and eggs for breakfast, and I'm full and I don't think about food. It's not a big thing anymore. I was food driven, obviously, for a long time. I was always thinking about different stuff I could eat or make and now food is just, it's not just for fuel. I enjoy what I eat when I eat, but it's not something that I think about very often. It's just different now. And I've been doing it for, I'd say, a solid 5 months. But so yeah, this is basically what it's going to be about. Just following me. I take you guys on some of my adventures. If you watch any of my past videos, I did start traveling this year, and I've recorded that. I recorded the music festival. That one's a cool one if you want to go watch that. And I jabber. Or I just talk about stuff that interests me as an older person and living in America, and my rants about how things are today and what I'm doing. Oh, thank you. What a nice thing to say. You don't hear that much when you get to be an old lady, so I appreciate that. But I just I just want to meet other people, and I have. That's been the best part of this, is I have met so many amazing people. Just, with the carnivore thing, the carnivore community. Oh, yes, you're right. This is a marathon, not a sprint. And we're in this for the long haul. And thanks to, my little brother, George, I call him, we keep each other on the straight and narrow, because there's been times, and I've made videos where I've thought about quitting, because I was a stress eater. And when I have a lot of stress, that's my go-to. Because I don't smoke, I don't drink alcohol, I don't do drugs, nothing. So when I'd get stressed, I would think about eating chocolate or something like that, and he would have to talk me down off the ledge. And because I do still have problems with anxiety, I'm a very high energy person. I get anxious, and I never really learned how to deal with anxiety, but I don't want to do drugs. I have taken anxiety meds and depression meds. I didn't like the way they made me feel. So I'm trying to cope with it as it comes along. I'm trying to deal with it naturally, but I still have days where I get anxious. I worry. I got 3 adult kids and 8 grandkids. I'm always going to worry. You know what they say? You're only as happy as your most unhappy child or grandchild. So when any of them are having stress or they're unhappy, mom's unhappy. It's just the way it is. So, I try to keep us all happy. I love my family so much. They're my world. And I want to be here for them. I want to, that you got to have a why. We always talk about having a why are you doing this in Carnivore? That's why. My husband, my kids, my grandkids, they're my why. I don't want to leave them because I would think that they would miss me if I was gone. And I just can't imagine not being here for them and being with them. And they're my why. I want to be here. I want to watch my grandkids grow up. I want to watch them live their lives and see what kind of people they're going to be. And I want to do things with them. I want to go camping with my granddaughters. I want to do like girls camp outs and backpacking when I'm in my 70s. And even now, we're looking forward to doing overnight backpacking trip. Never done one. We're a camping family. My kids and husband, they always go on overnight backpacking trips and canoe trips, and they kayaking and all that stuff. I never could go. I wasn't in good enough health. Well, I am, and we're going, and I'm working towards doing an overnight backpacking trip. Hopefully this year. I've lost as much weight as my backpack will weigh, but I still don't have the upper body strength. So I got to work on that. I just started doing that. So I need to work on my upper body strength. And we're going to do, my husband has researched and he's found some hiking areas where it's not like straight uphill. You know what I mean? They're flat area, but they're scenic. And we're just talking about doing an overnighter. It's always been on my bucket list. And I'm looking forward to doing that. So my why is my family and having adventures with all my beautiful grandkids and hanging out with them, and just enjoying my life. I don't need a lot of money. I never was one that thought about lots of money. I never even thought about being rich because I was always happy. So I never thought, well, if I just had more, I just always wanted to have enough money so that my kids had what they needed and that we had a home, and we always did. My husband always made sure we had a home, we had food, my kids always had what they needed, and I was content, and we have gone on adventures and we've lived a great life. And I just want to continue living this lifestyle because I know, like I said, once we, have to settle down and live on that fixed income, we won't be able to do as many grand adventures, and I won't be able to spoil my grandkids like I want to. I want to be able to do these things for them because it brings me joy. I get joy out of doing that for them. So as long as I'm able to work, I'm going to work. If I can work till I'm 70 and not draw on my Social Security till then, although I guess after, I think my peak age or whatever, it's 67, I can start drawing and there's no limit to how much money I can make. So I can work and draw my Social Security. Heck yeah. That's what I'll probably be doing. And like I said, it's 63. So 4 more years. I think I can work 4 more years as good as I feel right now, God willing, if nothing crazy happens between now and then, because you never know. You never know what could happen. You can go along feeling fantastic and bam, life just hits you in the face. So I'm just taking it as it comes. And right now I feel good and things are going okay. So I'm just going to keep doing this, keep doing YouTube. Who knows? YouTube might even be a little side hustle. That's the hope. I'm like, because like I said, now that I got 1,200 subscribers and my hours, if I could make a little money doing this, give me more money for adventures and doing things, awesome. So yeah, spread the word, like and share and all that dumb stuff that people tell you to do. I'm not a big fancy channel. I don't edit. I'm learning how to edit, and it kind of looks cheesy when I do, but I'm trying. But most of the time it's just me rattling on and on. I try to find subjects that people want to talk about. So if there's anything you want me to talk about, please let me know. Does anybody else got any questions? Because I've been talking for an hour now, you guys, and that was the plan. I thought I'm going to do it because I could talk forever, but I thought I'll do it an hour. And if nobody else has any more questions for me, I'm probably going to have to sign off now. But does it tell you how many people? 38 people. I wasn't expecting that. Wow. Thank you. I'm flattered. That's amazing. I was telling my kids, it's probably just going to be you guys. I'll probably have like 6 people in the room, but that's okay because this is learning. I'm just learning how to do all this. So, but anyway, thank you guys. And for those of you who are across the globe, because I know it's in the evening over there, thank you, Cassandra. I appreciate that. There was 49. Wow. Why'd they leave? What did I do? Let's see. 64 and working part-time. Yep. About to downsize. Yeah. We've thought about that, because I do get tired of cleaning 3 bathrooms. It's like, do I really need a big house? But my kids, they're raised here, my grandkids, and it's like, and what would we do? So you sell it and then, live. I don't know. We still have to talk about all that. We're not in a big hurry, but right now we're comfortable where we're at. We like being by our boys. My dream, I would love to have a community property with some tiny houses on it. I know my boys have their own homes, but maybe a vacation home. They could have a little tiny home on our property and they could come there for, and stay, and we could all hang out together and have some goats and chickens and cows and live off grid, and have a little farm. And yeah, that's always been my dream, but you know how much property costs. And I can't leave California, guys. My family's here. I just can't. I'm stuck, as expensive as it is. Yeah. And all the crazy things that happen out here. As long as my kids are here, I'm here. I'll deal with it because I'm not leaving my kids. My mom made that mistake. She tried to retire back in Iowa. She thought we were all going to follow her back there. She was there for a year and then they came back to California and it was never the same. They couldn't afford it. It was difficult. So it's like, I'm not going to make that mistake. I'm going to stay here. I'd rather be poor and live in California and be near my loved ones than have a big fancy house somewhere else and be all alone and my house be as quiet as a morgue. That don't sound fun. It's getting expensive in Dallas. I lived outside of Dallas. Yeah. I lived there years and years ago. Great job. Thank you. He left when you said you had a husband. Oh, my husband's in here. So you're funny. But yeah, everywhere is expensive. Even back to Midwest, when I went back there to visit my nieces and nephews in Nebraska, I was blown away by, because you used to be able to buy a house back there for under $100,000. I mean, you could probably buy an old little house, but their prices were pretty comparable to out here. Yeah, they have really come up. Their houses were like, 500,000 and 600,000 for, a comparable house. So I was like, nope, can't do that anymore. I live in the Park Cities and the taxes are so high. Oh, aren't they? God, that's what's going to get us, is the taxes and stuff. If things got really bad, yeah, we would sell our house and I would just, live in an RV in my son's driveway. He's just hearing this for the first time. But I don't know what we would do. I just, you do what you got to do when the time comes. But right now we're trying to avoid all that. We're just trying to hang on. I don't want to be a burden to my kids ever, but we don't know. We're just taking it a day at a time, a year at a time. My husband's going to be retiring a year before me. So we'll see what happens. We'll figure it out. We always do. We'll figure it out. So anyway, you guys, yeah, I talked your ears off long enough and I'm so grateful for all of you that were here and for all my new subscribers. It's just, you're making this old lady very happy. So thank you guys for coming. And if there's no more questions, your husband is the same age you're old. Yeah, we're pretty much, for a minute, we're the same age for, I think, a month. Thank you, CB. Thank you so much for coming. And George and Lainey and Cassandra and Beth and B Dizzle and, everybody else. He's very quiet. Yes, he is. I tried to get him in some of my videos, but he's even shyer than I am. So thanks, George. Well, I still have got to film a video. There was subject I want to talk about, and I'm going to post that probably later on this evening, so look for that. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and end this right now. I'm going to hit end stream, but I want to say goodbye to all my kids and grandkids. I love you guys. I will talk to you guys later, and everybody else, thank you for coming, and I will see you in the next video. Take care, guys. Did it end? I hit end stream. Oh, I got to hit it again.